was always had a new plan, a new something to work on.
I couldn't understand the concept.
I almost sometimes think that I'm trying to recreate the wheel so that I can solve the problem that I'm creating.
I'm not sure that they got the concept.
There are no limits in Jan's mind.
I think I'm a farmer at heart.
They had a dream and they were building it.
We both grew up in South Africa, June in Johannesburg. I grew up on the east coast of South Africa, and we've been in Canada for 10 years now. June and I met at Rand Afrikaans University, where we both studied BCom degrees. In South Africa we went farming straight after university.
When we got married and we moved to the farm, I decided I was not going to sit in an office and I wanted to be a farmer's wife, so did the basic office work on the farm with Jan and his parents.
And we produced eggs, so I marketed the eggs and produced sugarcane and eventually essential oils. South Africa is an awesome country. The nature, the people, it's amazing. Where we lived, it was frost-free, but things were starting to happen and the political situation was changing and it didn't look like a viable option to us. And
opportunity came and we took a step in faith and sold everything and gave it up and packed our stuff and came over with our 8 suitcases. The initial arrival was a big shock. I remember landing at the airport and we had come from probably 30 degrees in Johannesburg, and when we stepped outside it was 34 below, I believe, that evening.
Christmas Day. And then when we came across to Canada, I worked ag retail. And I've been in the same ag retail for 9 years until we left that and started full-time in this.
The reason why we ended up in Hudson Bay was because when we decided to make a move to Canada, that was where Jan found employment.
I was on town council for 20 years. I was a teacher. I retired in 1999. Northeast School Division decided we would be getting a new school. Well, we were happy about that, but it meant closing the Stuart Hawk School.
The old high school was dilapidated, and they decided to combine
high school and
pre-K to 12 in one school. So eventually they ended up with a school that had no more purpose.
And then we were informed that they would be tearing it down, and it just seemed a waste of a perfectly good building. The town council sat and discussed it and what are we going to do, and the school division said, well, you can have it, but tearing it down will cost, and I think it was $300,000 they told us it would cost us.
And we live across the road from the school, so we look at the school daily. You can't just let it go. We had to do something. And we were thinking of many ideas and trying.
But we took the chance that we could do something with it. And we advertised it for a few years, hoping a business would come. A few did come, a few people came and looked, and then it really didn't meet their needs. And then one day, the Nels came to council.
We started researching and I came across hydroponics, and it's kind of a decent fit for the building.
And to say we're ecstatic is beyond belief.
Some of the rooms have air conditioning and heating, which is ideal for the plants, and if it's suitable for kids, then surely we can grow plants in there.
And it was a vision for them as well. They've never done this before. And so they said, this is our dream, we think we can do it. And we sat down together and worked out a plan.
So we had to make a few changes and basically use the building, and that's why we have the black boards yet on the walls, because it doesn't interfere with growing of plants. It's the most suitable idea that we could come up, kind of most cost-effective way of repurposing the facility.
This is a large lot. There's a playground to the south of this, and the town owns that part of the lot, but we promised the Nels we would do nothing with that side of the lot without their permission and them agreeing to whatever would happen there.
We didn't change the structure at all. So hydroponics is basically growing plants outside of soil. So there's no soil in the facility at all. All the nutrients that the plant would normally get either from artificial fertilizer or from extract from the soil, we have to provide that in the water. Essentially, we have a thin film of water running underneath the plants where they get their nutrients from. There's deep water culture that we have in the library, for instance. It's not unique. They've been growing that in Egypt for thousands of years in that way. But we've taken that and adapted it to work for what we're doing. Photosynthetic active radiation is what makes a plant grow. So I actually have a par meter that determines how far the lights have to be away from the plants so that they would grow to achieve the growth rates that we are looking for. And that's how we determine where to put the lights and how many lights we need in a room, basically. And we're trying to do that as efficiently as possible, because obviously there's huge cost in electricity, and the more efficient your lights are, the more photosynthetic active radiation you're getting to the plant rather than just heat. There's an evolution going on. We had room 1 where we thought that was the original concept of having vertical towers growing in that. And since then, we've been growing for 4 years now? Yeah. We've taken that out altogether because it doesn't work. It's not a fit for the facility that we have.
It was a huge learning curve. That was the biggest thing. We had days where we would tell the children, sorry, just pull it all out. And they would be like, pull it all out? Well, we can't sell it. Start over again and wait 6 weeks or 8 weeks again for it to grow to see if we've got it right.
And when they had the first room going, they brought council in to view it. And I know we left with our eyes wide open. And as we've watched it grow, every time they put in a new room or grow a new produce, we're excited for them.
If we were to do the same thing in a greenhouse, for instance, you'd have a porous floor that the water, if there's a spill, it would just go into the ground, not a problem. Where in here, if we have a spill, it means someone needs to come and clean up. It's not a greenhouse. We had to find ways of dehumidification, even though it's not as big as a problem as I anticipated. We have to remember that if the humidity was so high that it would be detrimental to the building, the plants wouldn't grow either, because you'd have fungal problems the whole time. The temperature sometimes gets a little higher due to the lights that we have, and the lights generate a lot of heat. Even in the winter, it doesn't use any heating in order to maintain the temperatures. It actually brings in cold air even in the winter.
At the moment, we grow a variety of lettuces, we do a variety of herbs, we do radishes and cucumbers.
Because the cucumbers do not have room to go up, we're limited by the school and the ceiling height. We have to lower those every week, and cucumbers grow at a rapid rate, so we have to harvest cucumbers every 2 days. And then I have a real job too. So one of the major challenges that we had, especially in the beginning, was to get the nutrient solutions to suit the plants, because the water has no buffering capacity. So if something goes wrong, it goes wrong immediately, and the effect is kind of almost instantaneously. And people buy these on site, right? They can't taste it, so they look at the plant, and if it doesn't look perfect, they don't buy it. So we had to find ways of getting the nutrient recipes right. And the purpose from the beginning was to recirculate the water. And there was a nursery or a greenhouse in Iowa. With the help of this guy, we came up with kind of a recipe that now works for the most part. Up until the time where you harvest it, it has the same nutritional value as a plant grown outside. This is really suited towards the leafy greens, the herbs that fit into the system. And to go and grow wheat in the system, you can, but it's not efficient.
Our smaller varieties, our seed to harvesting is about 31 days. And then the larger varieties, we do 50, 56 days. Mondays are admin days. Tuesdays, we have specific orders that are delivered in town. Harvesting and packing specifically for those orders. Wednesdays and Thursdays are harvesting whatever is left for the week and packing them so we can sell at our drive-through window on a Thursday afternoon. That is the highlight of the week. Yeah, it's a simple, easy way to pick up your order, Some people love to chat. We have a visit at the window if nobody's behind them. Some people just pick up and go. And then Fridays is an alternative pickup day where we are still cleaning, we are transplanting and getting seeding as well. I think the evolution of how we've grown in the last 4 years makes what we do or our business unique.
I still saw it as a school. That's the room I taught in. That was the gymnasium. That was the staff room. That was the principal's office. Today when I came in and they said, come down to our coffee break, well, I was heading to where my coffee break used to be. So it's all transformed. I'm still sad to see it not as a school. It's just the memories. It's not a sadness, it's the memories.
Our 2 children, Eugene and Lisa, have been involved from the very beginning. When we first started our first room, they were here with us weekends trying to build structures, painting, breaking down the rooms. Both of them have their individual chores and jobs that they do here. We could not have done it without them. They have been a very important part of what we do. We have 2 wonderful ladies who come in twice a week to come and help us. We also have a couple of volunteers who come when they are able to come.
Our client are the people who cares about where their food comes from and how it's grown. And since we're not using any chemicals on top of the leaves, we're not spraying any herbicides, anything unnatural we're not using. We're using bugs to fight bugs. It's as natural as we can do it. Those same people are normally people who grow their own gardens also.
This has been great for our community. It's been great for the town, for the people in the town. We love that we have healthy food. Year-round, we have fresh, healthy food. And if any community wants to jump on board and do something like this, and you have a building that's just sitting there and you have someone with ingenuity, go for it.
It's been incredible. I don't think we realized when we started that it would make such a big difference. Trying to work together sometimes has been chaotic.
This works because it's unique for this community. The school and the interest that the local people have and the connection with the school, I think, is one of the things that make it work. We have lettuce that went to New Brunswick already.
We sell most of our lettuce from the door, yes. And we are just sort of reaching people outside Hudson Bay.
In order for this to work and for us to expand, we need people to start asking in stores for our produce.
It's their appreciation of what they can come and buy, how their eating habits have changed, how people send you pictures of their children snacking on cucumbers, the joy of knowing exactly who we're bagging stuff for.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on maxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.